Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Lori Williams. I help individuals and corporations to create lasting mental and emotional wellness through holistic practices. And today I'm going to talk to you about healing relationships. Now, let's face it, relationships are hard. It's a struggle to have any kind of relationship. Parent-child relationships are hard. Sibling relationships are hard. In-laws, all of those kinds of things, those kind of relationships, spousal relationships, we can all go through hard times. Now, unfortunately, in our society, we tend to just, throw away relationships and the truth of it is that we're afraid to have those hard conversations that we need to have in order to help to fix or remedy the issues that are going on within the relationship. Now, when it comes down to it, I want to preface this video by saying that if you have had numerous conversations with a person and there is truly nothing else you feel that you can do but walk away for your own mental and emotional health and well-being, then by all means you need to do that. But I am talking about the kind of relationships where you have one struggle or one issue comes up in the relationship and you just run. Then that's what I'm talking about. So you want to make space to have a healthy relationship. You need to make space for open communication. You don't want to be intentionally hateful or hurtful. If it's better received if you can use like I feel statements rather than you're doing this and you're doing that, because then when you start pointing the finger, the other person will become defensive, trying to prove their point or validate what they are doing. And the truth of it is the other person in the relationship doesn't have to validate their own feelings or to you at all. And you don't have to validate how you feel to them. But if you can use I feel hurt when, or I feel like you mistreat, or I feel mistreated when, rather than saying like you always do this or you do this to me and all of this kind of stuff. You don't want to make it necessarily personal. So in this communication, you also want to be able to focus on listening to understand the other person's perspective. Unfortunately, a lot of the time when we listen to other people, we listen on a kind of a surface level, but what we're actually doing is we're getting ready to respond. So we're not fully listening, we're actually developing our response while the person is still talking. So you want to stop that habit of getting your response ready and actually listening to the person that you're in the relationship to better understand. The truth of it is, if the relationship matters to both parties, you're going to want to fix it. And if it can be fixed, if it can be healed, then you want to at least better understand the other person. You don't have to agree with them, but to understand where they're coming from will help to fix the issues in the relationship. You also want to acknowledge the issues that are in the relationship. If somebody is telling you, hey, I feel like this in this kind of a situation within our relationship, trying to discredit them or invalidate them is not going to be helpful. It actually pushes them further away. So you want to make sure, not that you have to validate them by any means, but you could say a comment like, I understand what you're saying. I'm sorry that you you feel that way, and just empathize with what they're feeling rather than pushing away and be like, I don't make you feel like that. That's not on me that you feel that way. You don't want to push their feelings aside. The next big thing is you want to take responsibility for your part in it. I know a lot of times people will say, well, I don't have any part in the downfall of this relationship. And the truth of it is it takes two people to make the relationship and it takes two people to break it. So even if you have tolerated mistreatment for far too long, that could be your responsibility in it. But that is still responsibility that you need to take. You want to also let go of the need to be right. The truth of it is the question is do you want to be right or do you want to be in the relationship? What matters more to you? And making sure that you're looking at the relationship from the perspective of having a healthy relationship rather than having the need to be right. It's very, very good when you're trying to resolve the conflict to ask the other party, hey, what boundaries do we need to put in place here, or what can we do moving forward to make sure that we're not going to have to revisit this again, because ultimately, when you keep revisiting the same issues with them in the relationship, that's essentially, down the road, what's going to dissolve the relationship. So if you can work together to figure out what it is that you need to both do, it should never just be on the shoulders of one person, but for what both of you need to do, to make sure that the issue that you are currently facing it's not going to happen again. That's going to help you both to be able to move forward too. And then the biggest part of having healthy relationships is knowing when to walk away. When is it too much? When is it, I've had these same conversations, and it's time for us to just walk away, because the truth of it is not every relationship that we have is going to be in our life for the entirety of our life, and that's okay. So having, healthy relationships, a big part of having healthy relationships is knowing when there just really isn't any more hope for that relationship to be healthy, and that it's run its course. Because the truth of it is, if you stay in an unhealthy relationship, that's not helping you, and that's not helping the other person as well. So I hope this video has helped you to understand a little bit more about how to encourage healthy relationships, and also knowing when to walk away. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here next time.